Welcome to Just the Tip HEX News. We're waiting for our speakers. Well, thinking maybe we could go take over the other room. Hey, everybody listening to the recording. Welcome to Just the Tip HEX News. It's where EcoBuilder have organized some speakers inside the HEX community. Some guys with some energy. Got some difficulties tonight or some new ways of doing things. So hold tight, please. Hey. Welcome, everybody.
Hello and good evening.
Hello.
Good fucking evening.
To the moon with you.
Fucking shit. The adrenaline is coursing through my veins.
Can everybody in the room feel that?
Can you feel it? I can. I'm squeezing 90 pounds worth of resistance. Every fucking squeeze. Every fucking one. Every single fucking squeeze, man. Every single one, dude. Every single squeeze makes me stronger, and it gives me more conviction with HEX and Pulse and Pulse X. And people are wrecked. But they're finding out the truth. They're finding out the truth. They're learning. They're opening their eyes.
Let's name this week. Hex. How about this?
Let's name this week.
Another one bites the dust. How about that?
I want to name this.
Save Moon LP rugged. Save Moon LP 8.9 million. Their entire company's liquidity just got rugged out from under them. And meanwhile, HEX is working just fine. It's running. You know, some people sold. That gives us the opportunity before Pulse Chain that a lot of us wanted, right? We wanted these lower prices. And we're putting it up.
Are we going to get to the lower prices that I want? No.
I wish. I'm ready to offload some U.S. dollar.
Well, you know what I really want, but I'll never get. I'll never get 2 zeros again, or 3 or 4. Fuck my life. Those days are. That ship has sailed. 1 0 in front. That's okay. I guess it's a good deal. Hopefully I keep a 0 in front for a while. because I'd like to buy some more, but Richard could launch this fucker. And I think he's tweeting things that were a problem in the past. I don't think are actually a problem, and I think it's just a gamification of the world. Because there are fucking bad actors and malicious entities out there that want to wreck this thing, and they're not going to get the chance to. And the only thing they can try to fucking wreck a little more is HEX price by fudding and dumping millions, tens of millions of HEX. And it's like, good luck. Send us to 5 cents. 6. So much support. Goodbye. Eaten alive. We'll see you at 10 again. And then 20 cents. Pulse chain mainnet launch. HEX could go to $1. I mean, with that kind of catalyst, dude, I don't know. The sentiment is very bullish in my camp of the woods these days. And I just actually went down another rabbit hole for a second, third or fourth time now with hardware wallets and passphrases. Just for funsies, I wiped an old cold vault with liquid assets in it, but a cold vault nonetheless. And those liquid assets I intend to hold for a long time, so I wiped it. And I'm never going back to that address again for any reason for a while. And there's no HEX in this address. There's no HEX in this address. There's some other things in there. I'm like, we'll let that go for a while. You know what I mean? And so I've been fucking around with the passphrase now, more so harder, and have stumbled upon the wondrous multiple public Ethereum addresses off of that one passphrase option to log into, or to import my public keys into MetaMask to access for whatever reason I want. Very exciting, very deep. A lot of stainless steel to stamp in the upcoming weeks. Very, very, very excited, very bullish, very DeFi, very pumped. So I don't know if this has been recording and if this was the intro, but I will have everyone know that I am squeezing a 90-pound hand grip, alternating right hand, 5 squeezes, left hand, 5 squeezes. And I can tell you, it's fucking excellent. It's up there with T-shares in terms of how excellent is your life? Do you have said thing? Yes or no? Well, if you have T-shares, your life is excellent. If you have a 90-pound hand grip, it's also excellent. Very good for the strengthening of physical strength, emotional, mental strength. I like to call it resiliency. And throw in a dash of delayed gratification. You have to be willing to delay gratification for the mad gains, whether it's T-shares and, publishing new HEX over time, or if it's squeezing a 90-pound hand grip and watching your forearm just become a giant, and having enough wrist strength to smash the fuck out of a tennis racket and smash that ball, but keep it in, top spin, heavy. Boom! Forehand, dinger down the baseline. Boom! Backhand, slice. Ah! So, I'm telling you, I've been playing about 10 to 12 hours of tennis a week now. I'm becoming dangerous on the tennis court. And I'm not out there for social hour. This is the time to social. Hi, honey, how are the kids? They're in school. No, we're out here to slaughter people. Destroy people. Boom! 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 In the feet, the squeaking of the shoes, running all over. Boom! And everyone's just like, holy fuck, look at those guys. Holy shit, they're pros. They're really good. Half the time, I mean, not going to say half the time, but like 20 to 30% of the time, it's a shank. Boom! Shank, it's out. Fuck! All right, it's fine. Reset. We'll go on to, it's all right. It's all right. We had a lot of fun on that last one. But I got to tell you, there's been some fucking madness out there on the tennis courts lately. And, if I didn't have as many T-shirts as I had, I wouldn't be doing such an excellent job at having all the time on my hands to be excellent at other things outside of sucking middleman dick and relying on the traditional financial system to get wrecked in. So I've opted out. I've opted in for T-shares. I've opted out of being wrecked. And you can squeeze a 90-pound hand grip and increase your forearm strength simultaneously with having as many T-shirts as possible and becoming financially free. So hex.com, free yourself.
Amazing testimonial right there. I've seen many testimonials this week, including a Hexican who paid cash for his house, literally ditched the banks, ditched the leverage trade in the real estate, the big high interest rates that double or triple your mortgage. No, he ditched all of that. He got involved with HEX, and a year and a half later, he literally just took cash and bought a house, and now free. He's now what he calls a slave to a wage, basically connected to his mortgage. So those are the type of things that, it's freeing for you. And I think that takes a vision, envisioning the potential of what Hex.com can give you. And it takes loyalty in the contract, trust in the product's ability to basically pay out exactly what you commit to. So I saw another entry, which was the Hex Shark, who had been staking 30 days for the past multi-years. And he started out with, I don't know if he's a shark or dolphin, but he may have multiple wallets. But the point is, he had 4,000 something T-shares in this wallet, and it started to go down over time as it does when he end stakes, right? So now I think it's 2,500 T-shares, and he didn't do anything else except start his stake and restart his stake, over and over again. Mint the Hex, put it out there for another days or 45 days. And so you can imagine over the course of time, your asset, if you go a little bit longer, will be protected. That's kind of the choice. Every one of us is on a journey, and we can use it to our advantage, I would like. And so the God Whale, as we call him, put in a mining contract with HEX for 3.5 billion HEX. It came out, he minted, and he has not put it back in the HEX contract and burned it yet. He hasn't burned his HEX yet. And what we saw was the T-share rate did not go up when he ended his stake, which this is the conclusion that a lot of people think is the bigger your HEX stake, as far as most HEX in the stake, or basically larger, is going to push the T-share rate up. However, that's not necessarily true. It would be based on the ROI of that time period. So another person would have ended theirs and minted their new HEX, and they actually had a higher ROI, even though perhaps they had less HEX minted. So maybe they minted 50,000 HEX, but the calculation for the ROI was higher for that smaller stake than the God Whale's 3.5 billion, right? Even though he pulled in $1 million in his, extra mint or whatever he did in 30 days. And so far for the past 5, 6 days, whatever, he has not earned the 3.5 billion again, which has caused 140,000 T-shares to be burned, and we are now hanging on the balance of the 10 million T-share mark, which we're about 10,070,000 T-shares, and it has been trending downward ever since, I would say, 2021 and 2021, we had 11.1 million, so we are down to 10. So if you think about something like a Bitcoin, and you're thinking about scarcity of an asset, Bitcoin is 19 million, and it's rumored to go up to 21 million total by the year 2142 or whatever. So it's actually increasing its supply at 1.82% a year, right? So Bitcoin is an inflationary asset currently. HEX inflates, however, you also deflate it when you burn it to create T-shares. And the T-shares, since they are costing more and more to produce, they have a an expected deflationary rate over the course of time, which we are proving now in the community. And it happens through the balance of instant gratification versus delayed gratification. And for many people, choosing a shorter term for their HEX contract is giving them a payout now that's pretty remarkable. However, it also reduces the T-shares in existence in the HEX contract. So we're seeing this 10 million, and eventually we're going to pop down into the nines. That's going to be a breathtaking event. And what that does is for the holders who continue to hold the shares in the system, they're getting paid out more HEX because there's less shares in the system total. So that gets very exciting as you move from getting paid 1 HEX per T-share to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8. We're in that 6.4 range. We've seen it go up, almost a full HEX per T-share. And we're talking, if you had, let's just say you had 100 T-shares, you're getting an extra 100 HEX a day, which 3,000 HEX in a month. Let's just put a crazy number out there. The HEX eventually goes past all-time highs, maybe hits $1. That's $3,000 a month, right? So these type of things are, it's another system that protects you from the shaken world of the smoke-filled rooms in the backroom dealings of certain centralized entities controlling our financial system today, which the banking system, as we've seen it, there's been hundreds of banks collapses, and literally what's collapsing? It's not the money, it's the debt upon debt. Banks, they don't have the assets. The redemptions exceeded $100 billion in, I believe, a week. So people are seeing the dangers of trusting a centralized entity to hold their assets and put debt on that asset. As basically, it's just a big liability scheme. And some people are getting scared and they've pulled out, which is interesting. I hope that people could consider the option of having a trusted contract to protect some of their wealth. The store of value X.com, I think it is green. It's anybody list some dev and make a contract, but what you need is you get to the point of no return where we are strong enough to produce $5 billion of total value locked. So it's not like a tiny little system where one person pulls out a couple $1 million and the whole thing collapses. Oh no, you're looking at 5 billion assets logged, and these are hard locked, right, by dates. We can't just pull out your assets. You're time locked. So that's a really strong feature in HEX. It's getting stronger. As we're adding community members, we're adding sometimes 1,000 people in a day right now because of the chart. You can see the chart is green, and when the chart goes green, it attracts a whole new class of people who are, shaken, woken up to the fact that this bear market is most likely coming to an end, and we have a chance to enter in A before blockchain and B before the entire crypto market in general. starts to get more positive. And I think we're getting at that point. Hex might be the leader. We've seen influencers like Crypto Ran, 600,000 subscribers, say like, "Wow, this is the best performing asset in 2023." That was a guy who wouldn't even talk about Hex. So things are changing and things are awakening. I'm really impressed. For the most part, we have people that are dollar cost averaging in and actually enjoying dips to pick up more. So that's a very healthy sign. And I would just say create your plan and, whatever plan you are, if it's $50 a week or whatever you want to do for your plan for dollar cost averaging, make it affordable. If you lose it all, it's not going to hurt you. But I think this is an asset class that's coming to the point where it cannot be ignored as something that could potentially be more stable than what's been offered as stable to us in the past, like your traditional 401ks, your pension funds of the past, your social securities. I think we need to look at another counterpart or parallel retirement system that gives you some potential to have the fire, retiring early, financially free, and retired early. That type of asset, which propels you a little bit beyond what we normally expect in the traditional finance system that we've experienced, and maybe our fathers and mothers have been a little bit pushed down in their wealth because of it. So I would challenge everybody to look at what's doable, what's affordable, and think past the moves, the up and downs, and think more towards the like what Hexkey was saying, the power of holding basically the Hex minter, right? You want the T share that's creating new Hex, and whether the Hex it creates is 2 cents or 20 cents, regardless, you are building yield that you can push forward to basically build your wealth. And with that, I would say all Hexicans, it has been an exciting week. We have news updates. We got Richard Hart and Des working hard on Pulse Chain, but in the meantime, our native yield bearing asset is just crushing it, and we're all going to be forever grateful for this opportunity. Is my thoughts, and I'll leave that with you guys. Have a great night.
That's Hex the Way, and our first speaker was Hex Kev. This is Just the Tip Hex News. This has been recorded on YouTube. Just the Tip Hex News on YouTube. I'm Eco Builder. I'm rugging you guys. Christian, you know what to do. And Hexbulla, no offense. Invite to speak. Thank you.